All right, we're live. We're live. It's Friday. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is Friday, March 6th, 2020, the first Friday of March. It's spring break for some people. It's your quarantine for 2 weeks for other people. Yes, the coronavirus, it's wreaking more havoc than what it is, but I think it's nice to err on the side of caution. But what I don't like is when the media decides it wants to create a panic when there's absolutely no need. And that's what the media is doing. So be careful to what you're listening to. Be careful what you're watching. Pay attention and pay attention closely to what people are saying, because you never know. They might steer you down the wrong path. And then what have you got? So it's Friday. So you know what we do? That's right. It's Let's Have a Chat About Leadership for Friday, March 6th, 2020. And I'm your host, Dave Guerra. Welcome. Welcome. And you know what we do? Every Friday, it's Forbes Friday. We talk about something out of the Forbes website, Forbes magazine, for whatever, newsletters, whatever. Today, it's out of the, I was on both. I guess it's the magazine and the website side of things. So before I get started, the show, Let's Have a Chat About Leaders, where I remind you everyone is either a leader or a future leader. I love that quote, so I'm going to stick with it for a while. So remember, everybody's a leader or a future leader. So act accordingly. Behave accordingly. So here we go. So here's what this is. The title this week it's by Kenneth Raposa, and it published on the 1st of March, and it's Coronavirus Could Be the End of China as a Global Manufacturing Hub. I called it not so long ago. And in this case, I called it in the sense of regionalization. They're going to start regionalizing, and it might just be manufacturing goes on a regionalizing going forward. And I guarantee you, after all of this, the world is going to change. It's going to change the way it manufactures, it produces, it delivers, it takes care of business. And the same way we conduct business, we'll be doing a lot of this stuff, a lot of this video chatting and staring into that little lens that's on the other side of the camera there, on the other side of the laptop or the monitor or the PC or whatever. And we'll be doing a lot of virtual communication. So let's get ready for that. But that's coming. So this is just kind of the beginnings of all of that. So getting back to the article. So the article just kind of basically said that China's through. It's having trouble ramping itself back up. It's having trouble for some places that it's already kind of tapered off or it's already passed, which is not very many. But even those that have resolved some issues and said, okay, people can come back to work, people are not showing up. Now, there's still a long way to go. This is just, again, in China, but it's just starting to give you a taste of what's coming globally. So their manufacturing is not going. It's going to take some time to get back up to speed. Pharmaceuticals are going to take time to get back up to speed. So this is going to create shortages. It's going to create health scares, and it's going to create a need for change, a decisive need for change. And in doing that, that's where this article says, especially in the manufacturing side of things, it's pretty much done. The only one that's really ready to go, ready, ramped up, and able to do stuff here in the Western Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere, is Mexico, according to this article by Kenneth Raposa. He talks how Mexico is kind of already set in a place. I mean, it's not fully ready, functional to go 100%, but for the longest time, they've been producing automobiles, computers, other components, other electronic components. So for the longest time, they've been doing it. And I do recall, as I'm reading the article, I do recall that there was, I purchased a computer from Dell a while back, and it was coming out of Mexico. It was coming out of Mexico, and then it got shipped to wherever, then it came to me. But that's where it was. So then it made sense. It all clicked. And in the article, he mentioned some very interesting stats, and it made sense. Mexico, once it's up and running, can deliver products all the way to New York City in 4 to 5 days, as opposed to from Singapore, 40 days. So you see how that regionalization definitely cuts down that transit time. So again, something to consider. It is something that's going to happen. It's a viable option. It will be occurring. And luckily, we've had in this case, here's not the positive side of this whole NAFTA thing, and then the positive side of the USMCA thing. We're here in the United States. We can't just do it all. We'd like to do it all. And that's where China came in and kind of just taking and taking and taking. And then we gave to Mexico and Canada and so on and so on. But now at this point that China can no longer take, because now China is having its own problems dealing with this and dealing with the manufacturing and ramping itself back up. That, hey, this is where Mexico steps in, and now it's ready to rock and roll. So for all of the heartache that it caused, it's also a blessing in disguise. So kudos there. Now let's see what happens in the southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere, the west, the east, everywhere on the planet. I know that in the article they did mention about that. Well, this could be a seasonal thing, but now it's summertime. It's warm weather in the southern hemisphere. So again, in southern Asia, it's summertime. In Australia, it's summertime. New Zealand, it's summertime. Well, it's slowly coming out of it, because I think they're about to go into the fall, because we're coming into winter. So even then, it says it doesn't seem like it's going to be affected by the climate, by the weather. So we'll see what happens. So again, this seems like it's going to last a little bit longer, but now we have the 2 strains, so we'll see what happens with that as well. So again, be prepared, be ready. It's going to be a bumpy road, but again, that's what happens. That's what happens. So I'm still sticking to that whole regionalization thing. It's going to happen. So now let's go to the, I know everybody's been waiting for this. I know I've been waiting for this all week, and I'm still not prepared. I got home a little late, so I'm not prepared, but it's time to visit the Dave's Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is index. That's right. These are all these funds, these stocks that I said, hey, you know what? I keep saying, oh, now's the time to invest. Now's the time to get in. Well, you know what? This is what I'm talking about. So I went ahead and created this index fund, and well, not an index fund. It's just this listing of all of these stocks. And we're talking like T-Mobile, Oracle, Regeneron, AT&T, Under Armour, Class A, not the Class C, but the Class A Under Armour stock, Merck, Nike, Yamana Gold, Eli Lilly, Sprint, Cisco, Skechers. Now, I use the products, but I do not own stock in any of these companies. So again, full disclosure, while I use the products and I enjoy using the products, and that's why I picked these, because again, when you do your homework, pick stuff and then kind of dig deep into it and figure out what's going to be good for you. So in this case, I don't have a solid number, but T-Mobile's down. They're at 87. I don't see, this is why I don't like this, because it doesn't really, oh, no, don't want to do that. It doesn't really give me more detail that I'd like. My spreadsheet, and like I said, I do apologize. I have not done this. But T-Mobile's somewhere sitting around the 87, 86. Let's see what they're doing. Yeah, 87, 86. They were on an uptick. They had a loss earlier, right before the closing, or at the closing. Sorry about that. And they are just a couple of dollars. No, they are about $20 north of the 52-week low. So not too shabby there. Let's take a look at Regeneron. This is the one. This is that pharmaceutical company that I was telling you about. It's the pharmaceutical company that it was working on other antiviruses, and they also had stuff on the Ebola virus. Well, guess what? They're up to $494.43 a share. Correct? Yeah, that's in the after hours. In the after hours, it's come down just a bit, but they closed at $4.94, and they are, oh my goodness, they are $6 off their high. And what's driving this is because they are already actively have been working on these virus stuff, the antivirus, and now they're looking at the Ebola antivirus that they had, or that's out there. And I want to make sure it's them, but I don't want to say it's them. But again, I've just heard a company that's working on this Ebola antivirus and this Ebola vaccine, there we go, is now showing promises on the coronavirus vaccine. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see. Merck is up also. Wow, they were down last week, but let's see what they're doing. Merck, MRK, that's their symbol, and they're up 82, and that puts them $10 shy of the 52-week high and $10 north of the 52-week low. So folks, they're right in the middle. Regeneron, I think we missed the boat on that one. If you didn't purchase, you missed the boat on that one. But then again, it could go up. So, take a chance. If you get that $500, go ahead, take it. Merck, They're kind of sitting right in the middle. This is the time to buy or sell. It's up to you. It's up to you, depending on when you purchased. Would I sell? Let's see who else is Eli Lilly. Yeah, another pharmaceutical company. They're also up. They closed at 140, 146. They are $6 shy of the 52-week high. So it looks like pharmaceuticals are starting to ramp up, and that's a good thing. Let's see who else. Oh yeah, Cisco Systems. Let's take a look at them. CSCO is their tag on the NASDAQ. They're at 39.68, and their 52-week high is 58.26. They are $2 north of the 52-week low of 37.80. Folks, Cisco, now's the time to buy. And why is now the time to buy? Because guess what? If this coronavirus thing lasts a little bit longer, I mentioned that, people are not going to be going to the movie theaters. People are not going to be going to sporting events. People will not be going to concerts. But yet, they're already talking it. They're going to have the games. They're going to continue playing the games just without the fans. They're going to continue having sporting events without the fans. They're going to continue, well, movies, it looks like Disney Plus had just dumped Black Panther on their streaming. So now, see, things are starting to pick up and people are going to start looking at that. And so what drives all of that is the Cisco equipment. The Cisco equipment drives that. Majority of the internet is driven on Cisco equipment. And the switches and the routers and all of that, and that's what you need. So you have, that's why now is the time to invest in organizations, because now they also have to expand for telecommuting, for working from home, checking the email from home, doing work from home, having two-way conversations from home. As a matter of fact, this afternoon, the reason I was late, because I was actually having a two-way conversation with somebody who was at home, and they were under the weather. It's got nothing to do with the corona. They were under the weather. They were at home, but we were actually having communications and we were actually taking care of business. So that's why I didn't get a chance to do this. But it just goes to show, folks, it's going that way. This might be the time for you to get in, because I'm thinking it might be the time for Dave to get in. Let's see. Nike's down. Under Armour's down. Skechers is down. There you go. Now, T-Mobile is also down. AT&T is also down. And so is Sprint. Sprint is at $8.94, and where are they sitting right now? $8.94. They are $2 shy of, or they're $1.20 shy of the 52-week high, and they are about $4.75 shy above the 52-week low. So they're kind of slowly dipping, but I'd keep an eye on that. Let's see what they did for the week. Yeah, they lost for the week, for the month. Well, they're still up for the month. They are still up for the month, because they started the month somewhere around $5, $4.93, and right now 30 days back. 30 days back. So February 6th, they started at $4.90. I'm sorry, the 7th, $4.93, and they closed at $8.94. So again, I'd watch it. But folks, keep an eye on things. Definitely, this is some interesting times. You're going to start seeing, look, Johnson & Johnson, they're up. We're not tracking them. I'm not tracking them, but they're up. It just shows up here on stuff that I might be interested in. Pfizer, unfortunately, is down. Verizon is down. Again, telecommunications taking a hit. Why is telecommunications taking a hit? Qualcomm. We know why Starbucks is taking a hit, but I think Starbucks is taking an unnecessary hit. The report was that for Starbucks, all their operations, China is just 10% of that. And 50% of that is underperforming. 50% of that 10%. So 5% of their operations is down, and because of in China. And that's why should it take a hit? Why should it take such a big hit if only 5% of the operation is down? Now, I'd understand if it was 20%, 30%, 50%, but no. I'm going to look at the 5 days. It is down for the 5 days. It is down for the month. It is down for the 6 months. It is down year to date, and I think it's 75.34 is where it's at now. 69, so it's what, $6 off the low. It is $24 from the high. Folks, this might be time to buy, or just watch a little bit and then figure out if that's your time to go in. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of interesting stuff, and we'll start seeing how things play against each other and how one impacts something else, and down the line it happens. So don't forget, it's The future is unpredictable. That's the one thing that's constant. The future is unpredictable. If you want to predict something, if you want to definitely buy into something, buy into the future. Buy into the fact that the future is unpredictable. And that's just the way it is. But again, do your homework. Do your homework. You get the weekend, do your homework. If you're interested in getting in, you know, again, I'm not a certified broker. I am broke, but I am not a broker. So look to see what you can do. If you can do it, jump in. Might be some time. Maybe get some great bargains and make some money on the long end, on the back side of this. Keep your eye on the prize, focus, and attention to detail, and you'll make it through. Also, wash your hands 20 seconds. Don't touch your eyes, nose, ears. Don't touch your throat. If you have to touch your eyes or your ears, use your elbow. Not somebody else's elbow, but your elbow. What else are they saying? Wash your hands. Don't travel if you don't need to. Don't congregate if you don't need to. If you have a fever of over 100 degrees, stay home. Don't be messing around. Don't be getting people sick. All right, listen. Have a great weekend. Make the best of it. Enjoy yourselves. Take care. I am going to have an awesome time this weekend. Listen, I will talk to you next week. Sports and leadership. There'll be sports. Don't worry about that. And don't forget to set your clock forward 1 hour this Sunday morning, coming Sunday morning. So until then, peace. Take care out here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to, I didn't even run that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow me on Twitter. And until then, take care. Talk to you soon.